Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome to the Change Your World Transformation Table. We are now in the action table and I love you all guys and I hope you've been learning and participating. So how has it been? We had some assignment to do and non-necessary assignment what to share that we learned in the last class. In the last class, who can remind us what we learned? We say we are going to put our what? What did we learn?
Putting your purpose into action.
Putting your purpose into action. Okay, so like we shared in the lesson, we said there are two great days in a man's life. The day you're born and the day you know why you're born. That is John Maxwell. Okay, so I just want to congratulate each and every one of us. We are now in the lesson action table 4. So who has something to share with us? Dorcas, can you share with us what you learned from last week?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this moment to share what we learned last week. And thank you for everyone who has joined today to be part of us. Okay, what we learned is putting our purpose into action. And in that, we learned about what are our strengths, or what are the skills, or something that we can do that, or what do we do better in life that can help others to become perfect and good people in life. And also we learned about what needs can we meet. Okay, when I talk of the needs that we can meet, it is like, what are some of the things that we can do to help others grow or to make others become better like the way we are. Then the other thing we learned is about the what are our passions. So I think all this is related. And okay, I remember when we were talking about how can we make others better, because at the end of the day, as we learn today, what we learn, we don't want to be selfish that we cannot share. We have to help others to become even better like us. And also, maybe we don't know these values that we are having, or the strengths that we are doing, the good things that we are having, that we feel like we are better in doing them. Can we help others? Or can we be answers to other people's questions? Or can we be are we people who can bring change to others' life? I think for me, that is what I learned, and I feel that it's good to share with you guys. So thank you so much for giving me this moment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. It was mind-blowing, so I just want to share something with us, okay? I just want to share something with us that we have. I'll just go and share in YouTube what John had to say about this special lesson that we're going to learn today. Can we just have a look at we just watch it a while and see what he said concerning us. 1 minute as we get to our technical. Can you see the screen?
Today, I want to talk to you about everyday essentials for living a life of significance. One of my favorite things is to sit around with good friends at a good meal and ask questions. And one of my favorite questions when we're doing that is to ask them, what's the best advice that you ever received? It's such an enlightening time. Good food, good friends, and they begin sharing the best advice they ever received. And you learn so much wisdom in a conversation like that. Well, the best advice that I ever received was from my father when I graduated from college, getting ready to start my life of ministry. I sat down with Dad and said, okay, Dad, I've got my education kind of under my belt now. I'm getting ready to go to my first congregation. What advice do you have for me that will allow me to be real successful as a pastor? Dad shared with me, John, intentionally every day, value people, believe in people, and unconditionally love them. Wow. Value them, believe in them, unconditionally love them. He said, John, value them because the people that come into your congregation, many of them have never felt valued. Believe in them because very few people have put belief in them. And unconditionally love them because, John, most people have never experienced, felt unconditional love in their life. He said, if you'll do those three things, you'll always have a crowd. Every message I've ever preached, I have that grid of valuing, believing, and unconditionally loving people. Every meeting that I'm in, I have that grid of valuing, believing, unconditionally loving people. It has become my North Star. It helps me to focus and form everything that I'm wanting to do with people. A long time ago, I learned that there was a major difference between success and significance. In success, the focus is on me, and I'm basically asking myself, how can I add value to me? Nothing wrong with that. We all start off life that way. That's how we start building our career. How can I build my career? How can I add value to me? But there needs to come a time in your life, as there's come a time in mine, when I don't want to be a ladder climber as much as I want to be a ladder builder. And I began asking the question, the significance question. You see, the significance issue, the focus is always on others. And I ask, how can I add value to people? There's a world of difference between how do I add value to me, success, and how do I add value to others, significance. And I want you to take that journey from success to significance. And in today's roundtable, we're going to give you my rule of 5 things that I do every day to add value to others. They're so simple, but they are so significant. And the best thing is you can get started doing these things today.
Thank you. I hope we got that. What John just said, I hope we got that. So today, starting with our lesson, we're going to know how some essential things, everyday essential for living a life of significance. John says something, say, people who are intentional take advice of my mentor, John Wooden. Make every day your masterpiece, John C. Maxwell. What action steps did you take? That's what Dorcas has just shared with us. So, what is your motivation when you get up in the morning? If you desire to live a life of significance, you need to approach every day as an opportunity to make a difference. You know, you have to live intentional every day. What you plan to do, what are the things that you desire, you want to do? What is important to you? Okay, so how do you do that? By putting others first and taking action to add value to them. That's what leads to significance, not social position, a title, possessions, or a big bank balance. Like we do in our change your world table, we say you can make a difference from wherever you are. Does not matter your job title. It does not matter your position in the society. Anyone can make a difference anywhere. Selfishness and significance are incompatible. A self-centered approach to living does not bring fulfillment. However, when you put others first, not only do we help them, but it helps us too. Okay? It helps others too. Hey, thank you, Donald, for jumping in. Today is a lovely day. We have several people jumping in for the first time. Donald, good to have you on the action table. Where we have gone through class, so we still continue. Welcome, we're glad to have you. So, like I say, a self-centered approach living does not bring fulfillment. What do I get? What do I get? Rather, in Africa, we have a mentality that we always grab, want to have for myself, for my family. But you see, until you start adding value to people, you will never make a significance. Just like you can be successful on yourself, but for you to add value, you must always live for others. However, when you put others first, you always help them. John C. Maxwell, he said he has a friend, motivational speaker, Zig Ziglar. This was one of the first people, our guest speaker here, our guest participant, my friend Dele. I think that was one of the book or message he sent to me, or something like that. He just sent to me about Zig Ziglar. He gave me several books. So I'm happy to have him here in Change Your World Table as our guest. Dele, welcome. Thank you for joining us. When you help people get what they want, look at this. Just look at this. It's catchy. When you help people get what they want, they will help you get what you want. Adding value to people is a win-win situation. Did you get that? Adding value to people is a win-win situation. You just don't win. John Maxwell said something. He said when he finished university and then he wanted to start life, he asked his father from the video clip we just watched, what are the best things he can do? The father told him three important things. He said, value people, believe in them, and unconditionally love them. This has been my approach in this table, whether I'm doing it for Change Your World or whether I'm doing it for Learn to Lead Consult, like some of you have participated in some of our program, or whether I'm doing it even in the ministry where I'm minister, or even in our office. I always value people. I always want us to participate. I always believe in them. You all know I believe in you, or that you can change your world. Margaret is changing her world. Dorcas is changing her world. Donald is changing his world. Like from the transformation table, from the testimony he gave, that he started listening to people. In success, the focus is on you. How can you improve yourself? How can you add value? But in significance, the focus is on others. That is why in transformation table, we always learn is general. We want to learn how to improve ourselves, how to value table. But when we move from transformation table to action table, we now know that we are focused on others. So 5 essential things that we are going to learn today to value, to live a life of significance. John said, and like is our tradition, we're going to take it one by one. As the facilitator, I'm going to go first, and our guest is going to go second. I'm going to share my screen here so that we can all see it. So, and once I read, then it's 5, and we have 5 here. So we'll just go. We just go like that. Okay. Let me just have a look at it. 1 minute. Okay, so that we just know, let's see. So can we start now? I will start. He said, John teaches that there are 5 everyday essentials for living a life of significance, and they are simple practice that anyone can do right away. Number 1, I'll read number 1, and our guest will read number 2. Margaret, we read number 3. Dorcas, we read number 4. Olu, we read number 5. And Donald, we read the reflection for us. Okay. And I'll go. I just want to read it. We have so many to read. I just want to read all number 1 so that we don't have to. He said, number 1 thing we want to do is to value people every day. You will only add value to people if you see value in people. You cannot believe people are all important and add value to them at the same time. John learned this lesson from his father, who said, Most people feel undervalued, insecure, and lost. If you show them that you value them and you love them unconditionally, you will make a difference. How do you feel when others value you? How about when people devalue you? How are you treated? How you are treated and impact how you feel about yourself and how you treat others. Keep that in mind as you interact with people. When you value yourself and you value others, you create a cycle of positive interaction that makes life better for everyone. So remember, each of them, while we're reading, underline one phrase that resonates in your mind or while we're reading so that we can share it. We take a minute to share it. So I hand over to our guest member here today, Dele.
Okay. So you need to mute. Okay, so number 2 says, think ahead about ways to add value to people every day. People who make a difference think about what ways to add value to people ahead of time. They are proactive about it. A quick look at your day's calendar can give you ideas for adding value. Where will you be going? Who will you be meeting? In what ways might you help people? Opportunities are endless if you're intentional in your thinking. Recently, John Maxwell challenged his grandchildren to think about ways to add value to others every day. His 12-year-old son, John, took that advice. He had been taking golf lessons, and each time he did, his instructor had provided a cup of water for him. Young John decided on a hot day that he would provide a cup of water for his instructor instead. Young John even took a picture of it and sent it to his grandpa to show him that he was learning the lesson. You can do something similar. As you can see, it doesn't need to be anything big or expensive. It just needs to be thoughtful. Approach your day by thinking about ways you will be able to add value to people.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Okay, Maggie, you're next to read. 5 Essential, Lesson 3.
Okay. Number 3, look for a way to add value to people every day. In his book, Winning the People, John Maxwell writes about the RINS principle, which is who we are determines how we see others. For example, if we are selfish, we look for others to add value to us. If we desire significance, we look for way to add value to others. In life, you either add or subtract from others. Those who subtract focus on taking for themselves. Those who add focus on giving to others. As you go through your day, which mindset do you have? If you have a mindset to give, you will care about people's need and look for a way to meet them. You will see your day as a series of opportunity to help others.
Thank you so much, Maggie. I appreciate it. So, Dorcas, number 4.
Yes, number 4, do things that add value to people every day. Is it possible to value people, think about adding value to them, and look for ways to add value to them, yet still not be a person of significance? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. The key to significance is taking action. You can only make a difference if you actually follow through and do things that add value to others. Otherwise, you only have good intentions, and good intentions don't produce results. Only intentional living does. John Maxwell holds himself accountable every day by asking himself 2 questions. At the beginning of every day, he asked himself, what will I add value to today? The second one, and at the end of every day, he asked, what did I add value to today? If he cannot identify a specific action done for a specific person, he knows he has not been intentional enough that day.
Thank you so much, Dorcas. That was lovely. Okay, Olu, number 5.
Number 5, encourage others to add value to people every day. Significance begins with you, but it's meant to be shared. As you develop the deadly habit of adding value to others, begin encouraging others close to you to do the same. You'll be amazed at the impact you can make when you partner with others to make a difference. The essentials of significance are not hard, but they do require intentionality. Embrace them and you will feel fulfillment. Make your world a better place and begin your story of significance every day.
Thank you so much, Olu. So now let's go take 1 minute, choose something that you underline that is important to you, take a minute, and then we will come back to say it. But before then, Donald, can you read the answer to the question? It says, take 5 minutes to think about and respond to the following question. Write your answer and share it with the group. This, like we did last week, we are going to share it when we come back next week. So Donald, can you read this for us? Okay, Donald is jumped out. So, no, Donald is still there. Okay, so we'll just move over while we're waiting for him. Okay, so did you underline? Let's just take 1 minute. If you want me to scroll to the page, if you didn't download it yet, let me know. Donald, are you ready?
I am ready. I was reading, but I forgot I didn't know much my.
Okay, so read the answer to the question. Can you read that for us?
Which of the following action you find most difficult for you and why? Placing a high value on people every day. Thinking ahead about ways to add value to people every day. Looking for ways to add value to people every day. Doing things to add value to people every day. Encouraging others to add value to people every day.
Thank you so much, Donald. Liz, you're in the safety professional. You know, these ones will really help us if we do this. So let's take 1 minute. We will go accordingly. As the facilitator, I will start first, but just take one of the things that resonates with you that I already underlined one thing for me. And if you want me to stop, if there is any of them, if you've not downloaded the lesson, I will just say. So for me, 1 minute is done. I'd like to look at action point number 3, the 5 ways of essential significant action. You see the second paragraph, you say, in life, you either add or subtract from others. Sorry, let me just, again. So now if you can mute, please. Okay. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, if you can mute, please. I just muted you. Okay, I've muted you, no problem. Okay, so one of the things that caught me is in the 5 essentials is number 3, second paragraph. You say in life, you either add to or subtract from others. Those who subtract focus on taking for themselves. You know, this is what happened, especially from Africa, where most of us are coming from. You can see most people always want what they will get from someone, not what they will give. Like the famous John F. Kennedy inaugural speech, he said, think what America can do for you, not what you can do for America. And that is how I've started to add value in 2018 and 17, when Qatar won to host the World Cup. I was going through the mall, they were coming, and I did a 1-minute advert for Qatar National Bank. And after that, I just thought, what am I going to do to be a part of this event? And from that day, I become a volunteer, and I moved to be a volunteer leader. And at the end of the World Cup, which I know is going to be a great success, I am going to know that I have added value not only to the people that came to participate in this World Cup, but also to the nation that have blessed me as a person. You know, when I came to Qatar, I was a single, and they have added my family, and it has yielded increase. So that was one statement. He said that I've looked for a way to add value to people and also to add value to the country where I reside. So we will go as the same way we went when we read our this team. So we will go to our guest, Daily. Please, can you, which of them shared with you?
Okay, the one that resonated with me was the one where he said that we need to write something down in our calendar where we can add value to people. So John Maxwell mentions the fact that there are many opportunities we have where we can add value to people, and he reckons it's ideal to write this down in our calendar and diary for the day so that we can actually plan to add value to people.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Margaret, you have to go. Which statement you think in the 5 essential, everyday essential of significance? Hello, Margaret, are you there? Okay, while we're waiting for Margaret, Dorcas, you can go.
Okay, mine, I go with the second one, the one that goes by think ahead about ways to add value to people every day. I think this one has helped me, and because in each and every day's life, you know, okay, now basing on now that you are our facilitator, you are teaching us on how we can be good people and how we can bring change to others. For me, I take it like, okay, now when I know all what is good, when I know what is value and how to like to share it with others. For me, I think I feel the second one is good because every day I will be thinking of how can I help others. So every time as I wake up, as I do my daily chores, I'll be knowing that today I will have to like focus on how I'm going to help a certain person or the values that I'm going to add or share with others so that they may become more responsible in life as I am. So that is so.
Thank you so much, Dorcas. That was absolutely amazing. So Maggie, are you ready now? Okay, while we're waiting for Margaret, Olu, can you go? Which of them resonates with you?
Number 4.
Number 4, okay.
So it says that, it says the key to significance is taking action. So, it's intentional living, basically, being intentional about adding value to the lives of people. I think because it's one thing to have the idea, but then it doesn't come to fruition until you actually, take action, have it consciously in your mind that it's something you need to do on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. So Maggie, are you ready? Hello. Maggie, are you ready? Okay, while we're waiting for Margaret, if she's not ready, can we move Donald? Which of the statement, the 5 everyday essential of significance resonate with you? Which of them? Hello, Donald. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I said I'm having some technical issues.
Okay, so okay, if you're ready, you can say which one is important to you now.
Okay, I think the last one is to encourage okay, I think the last one, encouraging people to add value. Why is it important? When you encourage people and they are onto it, it makes everything easy. Because let me take for example, if someone, I hope I'm making. Hello?
Yes, you are. It's just that it's echoing, but go ahead.
That is why I said that I have some technical issues here.
Okay.
So, like I said, if there are two,
Okay, thank you so much, Jonas. I think, yeah, thank you. We got that number 5. That was number 5. Maggie, are you ready now? Margaret, are you ready to go? Yeah, you
said something on the chat.
okay. I think you're having some technical issue, man. Okay, we saw that. Okay, you're having a bad connection. Okay, thank you so much. So we have all seen what John has said, but just before we drop off, I don't know if our guest has some special word for us before we go to conclusion. Remember what we said. You say, after we have now underlined this one thing that resonates with us, take 5 minutes. Now I'm giving us a whole evening because I want us to go and look at it. Intentional steps that we're going to look at. You see, take 5 minutes and I'll stop sharing now. Okay, so take time, take 5 minutes. He said take 5 minutes, but I'm giving us a whole evening to go and look at it so that we can be in a place to be intentional, because what I want us to do is to know what we want to do. Placing what action are you going to do most or you find most difficult for you? For me, it's a placing a high value on people. Our guests and anybody that has to share can also share with 5 minutes or so before we round it up for today. You say, we had these 5 things, say, placing high value on people every day, thinking ahead about ways to add value to people every day, looking for ways to add value to people every day, doing things to add value to people every day, and encouraging others to add value to people every day. In all of them, as the facilitator, I will just say one thing that is most difficult for me, and why is placing a high value on people every day. I place value on people, but I always look at people's capabilities and to place the value. But now, sometimes John say, go beyond the bond, place value, trust people, which I believe in people, because trust is in. I believe in people. So I'm struggling sometimes to hip on this, but I'm going to improve on this, because sometimes what I've noticed that if you give people more responsibility, they will try and go beyond and achieve that. So I'll hand over to, that's my own, I'll hand over to our guest, Dele, to see what he has to say. Dele, over to you.
Okay, so I just have a few words to say because of time, because I have to leave. But one thing about adding value, and I like what John Maxwell said in terms of significance. Value itself comes from, for me, sacrifice. You have to sacrifice a lot of things. And first of all, that is personal investment in yourself. People can't value you if you don't value yourself. You and I have to value ourselves. And part of that value of ourselves is to personally invest in our personal development, our growth, our purpose, potentials, and helping others. These are things that add values to us and will add to us as individuals. When we become valuable, then we can add value to people. There's no point saying we can do 5 things a day if we ourselves do not value ourselves. So I would encourage us in the last 5 months of this year to look for opportunities, if we have not done it, to see how we can personally grow. And I like what we're doing on this course, on this platform, but please don't let it just be this alone. Read books, look at quotes, look at what other people are saying, particularly people who are outside our own world, as I may say, or outside of our own box, and ask what is it that is making them significant. And you will find that people who are significant are people who invest in themselves. I like what Robin Sharma said. I was reading it yesterday, and he said this. He said, if you want success and you want to become significant, triple your own personal investment in yourself, and then your success will double. Yes? Because it takes a lot. People don't understand that to be a valuable person, you have to have invested a lot in yourself. And this is through books, through seminars, through webinars, through listening to these kind of messages. And people have gone before us and learned a lot about leadership and other areas of success. So when we triple that personal investment in ourselves, then we can grow. And when we grow, we become valuable. And when we become valuable, then we have value and we can add value to ourselves. In closing, I'll just say this. Dr. Miles Monroe, when he was alive, he always used to say, never chase money. He said, if you want to be successful, never chase money. He said, if you want to be successful, get valuable, make yourself valuable. And then you, because of that value that you have in yourself, people will seek out that value in you. And it doesn't matter whether you're Black, whether you're white, wherever country you're from, it doesn't matter how you speak. People see something in you that is different and they will seek you out and pay for that value that you have. And then you become successful. And that success itself is not only for you to take the crown and say, yes, I've arrived, but to continue to improve and build others up. And that is what I believe is values. Thank you.
This is yeah. Thank you so much to our guest, Dele. That was so awesome. We appreciate that. And while we are rounding up because of time, so just, do anybody have something to add on this before? Anyone? Or we just want to go and load it down and, okay. So nobody is saying anything, but intentional. So finally, intentional steps, action step. What action step can you take this week to intentionally add value to someone you normally do not help? Write down the action. Be sure to include who, what, where, how, and when. you will take this action. Take a minute to share and plan. So we have a guest. So we have two things. So think about it critically and see who, what, where, how, and when you will take this action. Like me, I'm going to start today. I'm going to play, like I said, placing more hard value on everybody that I meet, not just value them, but beyond that, placing more value. So on that note, we have come to the end of today's transformation table. Thank you so much.